Let's do
See
it.
you there, absolutely. All right, anyway. We have Vancouver Titans, we have the London Spitfire. Rose, it's going to be a pretty interesting day. The Vancouver Titans still won with a chance of making it to the play-ins. Of course, they only just found a few of their first wins. Look, it doesn't look great still because of how they performed at the very start of the season. But even just making a LAN, you get some extra of those league points on board. Like, it's very doable. They just have to beat London Spitfire here and then go very deep into the Countdown Cup qualifiers.
Yeah, right now that final play-in spot really is between like Boston Uprising, who's sitting right there at the floor, and then you also have New York Excelsior that had an incredible reverse sweep yesterday over a top team. So I feel like it really is going to be pretty hot contention to see who's going to make that final spot.
Yeah, there's still a lot to kind of play for. London just won a clean sweep, right? We've already talked about it yesterday, how like teams, they just want 3-0s. Like they want 3-0s, they want to get this out of the way, they want to get it done. But a lot of our games recently, especially in this new meta, which is like so in flux, they've gone to game 5s. Like we had a reverse sweep yesterday.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of like close calls between a lot of teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even just this morning, right? What? Double back-to-back 5-map series?
What is going on in
it's
APAC right now?
It's APAC, I know. Like, they just go wild over there, but we have had some pretty impressive 5-map series over here in the West, and I feel like we're in for more of them as we look at our schedule today. I don't know. I'm expecting big things.
Yeah, let's have a look at Vancouver. It's probably going to be a wild one. We've had almost every tank being played recently, apart from Hog, I believe. So if we get to see some Hog gameplay today, I'll be one happy shark. Right, Aspire, King, Mirror, Marset, and Sky Ripper. So the starting 5 for the Vancouver Titans. Now, we just continually see Mirror in, and I think the flexibility here for the Vancouver Titans is quite important. Will they end up going back to something they were fairly successful on in this Junker Queen? I mean, we already saw Boston do it the other day. They were more than happy, even with the nerfs to Commanding Shout, happy to put Punk on the Junker Queen. Will we see the same thing here? Of course, Mirror is also known for Doom, Rose.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some Doomfist here. We've seen a lot of teams rely on that Doomfist for those early engages. And when you have DPS like Aspire and King who have just been really good at getting those opening picks, I think we can look at Aspire's Sojourn and how that's performed over the last few series to just really open things up for the Titans. That could be a great way to kind of help back up that engagement that we'll see from Mirror if he decides to go for something like the Doomfist.
I mean, Aspire too, right? You can put them on almost anything. It feels like a good meta, though, for the Vancouver Titans, especially in their DPS line. We're seeing a lot of Tracer. We're seeing a lot of Sojourn, which is something that Aspire did exceptionally well on in recent times. It's definitely been the backbone for the team. And speaking of a backbone, we have one right here in London squad. Shax, Backbone, Hardy, Admiral, and Khan to start off the day.
Yeah, this is also a great roster that's seen some great success so far. I think there's still questions about whether we may get a chance to see Poco in the lineup, especially with the buffs to D.Va. I'm hoping that maybe we'll get a chance to see at least a little bit of that historical hero from him. But at the same time, this is what's been working for London. I mean, even just in their match yesterday versus Paris Eternal, I feel like Paris ended up making it difficult for London to get that win. I'm still thinking about that, like, long fight on Eichenwalde Bridge. Like, I'm glad that's not in the map pool today.
That could actually still be going. We could be still in that game. We just don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
There is definitely a different timeline where that map is still going and overtime is still happening. I wonder if there is a limit to overtime. There's got to be like an in-game theoretical limit, and then the server shuts down. I'm pretty sure there is,
I feel
that'll be,
like we'll have to test that at some point.
Yeah, I don't want to sit AFK for maybe 10 hours, but yeah, I mean, there is definitely a limit to it. Maybe we would have hit it, maybe we wouldn't have done. I don't know. Busan is the first map. Let's see if London can kind of tighten this up a little bit, Rose, because yeah, like you said, pretty close game, you could say, especially against a Paris squad that almost had nothing to lose, right? I mean, if they went down in that match, which they did, they don't end up making it in. They're just like straight up eliminated. So they could, and almost did, kind of play upset against the London Spitfire.
Yeah.
London want to be perfect here. They want to be able to just claim their ranking, just like keep pushing themselves up to get a more favorable position going into play-ins/playoffs.
For sure. I think the one thing that I'll caveat that with is that Paris yesterday played exceptionally well. And so
yeah,
I think that's the biggest reason why they really took it to the London Spitfire. I don't think it's that London Spitfire faltered. It was just that Paris played exceptionally well. You know, Vancouver Titans is another one of those teams, though, that's been on the up and up. And so maybe London, that's a team that does their research. They are probably looking at how Titans have their comfort on this Doomfist. That's what we're going to see Mir roll out with. But also, it's the Tracer Sombra versus the Tracer Sombra. But Hottie's going to be on the Wrecking Ball instead. We've seen this look from Hottie before.
Oh. Wow. How did Master get picked off there?
Well,
Must have been a big old right click from Khan, yeah.
Yeah, we saw those
Definitely a beast
stats.
when it comes to solo kills. Nice hack on Mirror. A lot of free damage there by Backbone. This is a very like old school dive-ish backline with the Zen and the Lucio. Not much healing is provided, but you're just wanting the fights to end pretty quickly. Discord orb on somebody, then speed towards them, kind of dealio.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of confidence into Shax and Backbone being able to work together to get these picks, but your backline's going to get eliminated also if you're not too careful.
Yeah, no burst healing, like, whatsoever. I mean, I guess you could count Amp with an orb on you burst healing, but like that's about as much as you're going to get. You're relying on the rest of your team to kind of heal themselves with health packs, which is what Wrecking Ball does, Sombra and Tracer, so the orb more often than not is on the Tracer or the ball.
Right.
And then Admiral's just there to kind of help the Zen and just peel through.
But when you have
Double
that,
boot.
like, Sombra on the other side, though, too, you'll see that Backbone actually doesn't get that territorial control anymore with that Sombra because Vancouver is going to take that from the health packs that are towards the middle of the map. So London's going to have to play a little bit far backwards just to be able to contest this fight. They have to have a single health pack.
Backbone being checked right now. Couldn't quite get that hack off like those. Oh no, he did get the hack off, but wears off quite quickly still. Mirror taken to the skies there as he does get nanoed. As the London Spitfire end up claiming the point again. Can the Vancouver Titans finish this one up and reclaim? Pulse Bomb does miss, but it doesn't matter because Aspire and King are on a little flank. Again, not a lot of healing there, even with the Zen kick. Aspire's directly on top of you, so he's still doing maximum damage. The Vancouver Titans find the flip again. They're in a good spot, Rose. They got EMP up next.
Yeah, Backbone does too, but I think the biggest difference between these two compositions is that there's a support answer on the side of London Spitfire with that Zenyatta Transcendence, and Titans don't have that. Masa would really be liking to use this rally as an engagement tool, not as an answer. Don't even have
perfectly
it.
picked up there. Instant reaction from Khan using that Transcendence, heal everybody up and through that EMP. Backbone also uses his EMP, but the rest of the London Spitfire is still trying to recover from King, so unable to follow up on Backbone. It was only Hardy there, and Aspire ends up taking down Shax and Backbone. And amongst the chaos, and now Vancouver Titans in a one-fight territory, 80% online, and the London Spitfire have only got this beat to kind of engage with. It's going to be a little bit of a tough ask, and Khan's already dead.
Yeah, you're going to feel that one. Even if Mir is going to use this Meteor Strike to get away, there's not really much London Spitfire can follow up with when Khan's not alive.
Oh, wow. Icy Telegraph there by the London Spitfire. They do end up spotting where Mirror did use that Meteor Strike to get away and chase him down. The point is still not flipped. It is mainly Aspire right now, just sticking on the point, making sure he stays it contested. And Master and Aspire coming out with kills. That pick onto Khan, that early on into the fight, Rose, not good for London. Vancouver Titans end up claiming round one.
I think what's really interesting about the compositional differences is that Vancouver have way more answers to the flankers on London than vice versa. The fact that you have Masa on the Brigida means that Backbone, Shax, they don't have the same type of comfortability to access the backline because of the tools that Masa has available. Shield, Bash, Flail, anything to really scare away those more mobile units. Versus on London's side, when it's the Zenyatta, you're pretty vulnerable at all times, despite the fact that Admiral may be there to help tax you to safety. It's not really enough, it feels like, to contend with Aspire and King's mobility either. So we're going to see a couple of adjustments here from London. Hottie's going to switch over to the Winston, and we'll see Khan actually go over to the Ana. So a little bit more self-survivability there.
Yeah, you definitely can't run the Zen with the Lucio when you have a monkey, especially with how much damage on the other side. Like you said, it's not a crazy amount of sustain, even if you're on the ball. Nice sleep and hack onto Mirror. Vancouver Titans using their tank. It's a nice spot to be in if you're Vancouver, because you have that mega health pack hack, so the sports can run to it, but without a front line, it's pretty done. Vancouver Titans have to back off. Lone should be able to catch.
This is already working out way better for them. And it's just the focus fire that they're able to put onto the Titans. When it's Hottie on Winston, it's very easy to just kind of go after a specific target, like maybe a hack from Backbone or an anti from Khan, but the Wrecking Ball just doesn't have that same type of oomph, I guess. Is that a technical
focus
term?
down again. An oof?
Oomph.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Oh, an oomph?
Yeah. Oomph power.
I don't think it's in the Webster dictionary, but
well.
oomph is like, you know, a force of quite considerable strength.
Yeah, that's Winston.
That would be my definition.
Yeah.
But I am not a dictionaryologist.
Oh.
That's who makes the words in the dictionary, not sure. Nice hit by Khan, triple anti on the high ground. A big stick from Shax to follow it up. Master and Sky Ripper just funneling into that small room. Very easy for the enemy Ana to take advantage of that. King ends up just zipping back using his Translocator, but London Spitfire holding this one down pretty easily.
You can see the effect that Khan's Ana is having on London too, just like that burst healing, which we were talking about just not being there with the Zenyatta. Kadi has been able to play way more aggressive now, because he's not going after those health packs.
Sky Ripper gets hacked, can't use that nade or the sleep dart there. Aspire, all the meanwhile, did find a sneaky pulse bomb onto Khan, but with London Spitfire already using that nano, and they have beats, not much to Vancouver Titans really can do, even with a pick on to the main source of healing from the London Spitfire. And now in Final Fight territory, is all up to King's EMP.
Yeah, and that's where Admiral comes in with the sound barrier. I mean, that's kind of the net positive here. Not only do you got the mobility, but you also have a nice answer. Ready
nice
for it.
early engagement. The beat, they're just going to rush on forward. Vancouver Titans have to fight this a 4v5 as someone has to touch that point. Sky Ripper does end up going down a 5-man EMP for King, but is someone there to touch? It does look like it, as the Vancouver Titans have managed to hold off the aggression of the London Spitfire after they do land that 5 or 4-man EMP. It was Aspire to touch. The Vancouver Titans are now rushing to the point ASAP to try to help Aspire cap. They do so as Shax ends up going down. Now, London have only got that pulse bomb, but they're sitting at 99%, so you're still feeling pretty good.
Yeah, and when you look at the Meteor Strike from Doomfist, just not really being, like, damage, it's really kind of an escape tool. Oh, okay, well,
use it now.
Well, he can't even use it, so... I was going to say, you're not worried about that.
Okay, how do Vancouver Titans really respond to this? They know they can't really contest for too long. Looks like they only said one person. Spire, going to double pack him to make sure he survives. Yeah, this is really nice. Okay, good stall from Aspire there. Enough time for Mirror to come back, but London Spitfire do manage to take the point anyway. It was like a pixel away from being capped, so Titans had to be perfect in that scenario. A big anti-nade in the back line as Mirror used that Meteor Strike offensively this time rather than defensively, and comes up big on the kill onto Khan. The London Spitfire end up losing control once again. It's all in the honors this round, Rose. I mean, Khan and Sky Ripper finding a lot of value from this Bionades.
Yeah, not even the Bionades, though, but Khan actually put Mirror to sleep as he was going after the backline. It didn't end up paying off because there wasn't any follow-up there, but it did remove a pretty significant source of sustainability from the Titans. The mechanical skill, though, right now for the Titans, definitely in their favor. King's got another EMP.
I do really like these early EMPs. Super nice. It's not the worst for London, I mean, or if any team on the defense there, because you get to reset quickly and you still have time, but using it hyper aggressively is something that you don't normally see. You normally wait for the team to kind of come at you and then you EMP when they're out of position kind of, or like rotating somewhere, but it buys a lot of time. Yeah,
I mean, it's a new meta trend. We saw this yesterday too.
Nice stall again. See, look at this. Vancouver Titans using the rolls like super nice. Really early uses of them, but it's like staggering out these fights.
I think it's because there's so many solo operators in a lot of these compositions that you can just go in and try to use these ults when they're so powerful. They're fight winners, so you might as well not contend with it. But London, they've got to come back into this one with the EMP.
EMP's good. Oh, Masa, who's the only tool that Vancouver Titans had to stay in this round with that rally. A nano onto Hardy as he helps Cap and now turns his attention to the Ana. Bubble off on bubble onto main, cuts off the healing from Sky Ripper. But the Vancouver Titans still on the point contesting. But it is only Mira hoping for that nano to stay alive, and he does get it. London Spitfire used their beat, but only hit 2. But will it be enough? Vancouver Titans have once again done enough to stall out for Master to come back and use that rally. It's all about the kills now for Vancouver Titans. If they can pick off someone like Hardy, which they do so in kind, might be able to stay in this map. Aspire picks up 2, in fact, as overtime is still here. And now Mira stopping Khan from healing the rest of his team. The Vancouver Titans, with quite a clutch finish to that round, end up taking map number 1.
Whoa, yeah. I mean, in that second round, it looked like it was all London Spitfires to lose when they got that 99% and Vancouver got the flip. I really thought that, yeah, that's plenty of time for London to get back into this one, but we got to talk about how clinically Titans have been playing this. I mean, just so many nice examples of them using those ults early to just stall London so they didn't get a chance to have a clean team fight.
Yeah. Stalling that ultimate, super nice. Early EMP, and then we wait. Okay, they reset, jump in with Pulse, get a kill, and then you just stall out to near 99. And then their ability to stall too with Mirror and Aspire on the point. Wow. Vancouver Titans. Who'd have thought? Well, I think a lot of people at this point, considering their performances recently. We're going to jump to a quick break. We'll see if they can carry this one on. London Spitfire down a map already.
Mira is the tip of the spear, and the follow-up is there.
Rotation deployment to WGS Phoenix winning the fight.
Saved by Aztec though.
Oh my god. Even Skyle instantly deleted.
Oh my goodness. A little bait and switch up.
Well, Vancouver Titans off to a very nice start. 2-0 on Busan. Quite clinical, like you said. Last round, Rose. Vancouver Titans. Now, this is quite an interesting game because Vancouver Titans right now are currently sitting at 3-15. They aren't out of the runnings for play-ins just yet. London, of course, they want to kind of keep their spot, but Vancouver Titans, the way they've been performing in the Junker Queen meta and, you know, potentially here today, if they just keep on this run, you know, they could be in with a chance of making one of those play-in spots.
Absolutely. I think it's very possible, and we can't count out any of the teams that are sitting in 10th through 12th right now. Unfortunately, I feel like Paris Eternal might be out of the conversation, but there's still lots of hope here for Vancouver Titans. I mean, Jaws, those 3 wins were back-to-back for the Titans. It's crazy. They went undefeated for 3 games.
Yeah, it is crazy. They tripled their...
Great.
Well, I guess not triple, because you triple 0 and it's still 0, right? So, but they...
math.
Well, yeah, let's not get too deep into the math, but yeah, they got more wins in that one tournament than they had the entire season.
Yeah.
So that's what's worth keeping in mind. All right, Paraíso is the next map. Junkertown, then Colosseo and Lijiang. We need to go there. We'll see how they execute on here. Yeah, and you are right, Rose. Doomfist for the Vancouver Titans. No Junker Queen in sight. Makes the most sense. Mira has the most experience on the Doomfist. Even back when Doomfist was a DPS and he was picked up by the Glads, I believe, which is the first team he played on in the Overwatch League. I'll have to triple check that, but he was a Doomfist specialist, or like a funny hero specialist, if you will. And
Yeah.
Mira on Doom, even in tank mode, feels pretty damn good.
Feels pretty good. I am definitely expecting to see more Doomfist this series. It's been working for the Titans so far, and I feel like in this meta, a lot of these teams are looking at kind of like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it is broke, so you see what works and try to make it stick. So I just think that Vancouver's going to try to stick to this particular composition, but on the other side of London, we did get a roster swap, and so it's going to be Landon in for Admiral, and that means we open up a couple more possibilities for that backline. Landon has been playing a lot of Brigitte, especially in that Junker Queen composition, and so maybe just the right thing that they need to really be able to contend with this Brigitte on a backline from the Titans.
That's a little bit cheeky from Master there. He was holding up the shield to protect Sky Ripper, and so Sky Ripper could shoot through him. Shaq was just like, oh, easy headshot, and then there's a shield in his way. So, oh, okay, well, that kind of sucks. All right, London, like they're in position right now. You can see Backbone with Shax up on this high ground. Although Shax is being chased off currently. Spire playing goalkeeper right now for the rest of his team. Even Backbone's just getting shoved away too. It's the issue with the Sombra, right, Rose? It's quite slow to set up.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a Sombra on either team, but when it's Vancouver Titans and had time to set up, it's going to be a little bit harder for London to like actually get in there. So it's important to see these opening picks, but every reset's going to hurt.
Damn, that kind of sucks for a Spy there. Even had that recall, but didn't matter. Landon hit him with a whip shot. Didn't really see that one coming. Pack on to the Tracer. Good defense thus far for the Vancouver Titans. Master claiming a lot of those final blows, but you look at that ult charge for Master right now compared to Landon. Landon can't get up on the high ground easily, Rose, so he's not swinging at people, unlike Master, who's waiting for those dive heroes to come in so he can just clobber them.
Yeah, like Backbone. You know, I feel like Backbone has been putting a lot of focus onto Masa, and that's just dangerous because you could just get shield bashed away. Look, he's already forced to recall, and that means that London Spitfire have to wait again for Backbone to get in position with that Sombra and then really try to make their mark. But Titans aren't giving them that chance.
Oh, man, the EMP in that small corridor plus the Pulse Bomb on top. Yeah, there was no Translocator down for King there, so he couldn't recall as soon as he saw that flying monkey heading directly for him. London Spitfire still claim a couple of kills, and more importantly, they end up killing Sky Ripper there, which is quite nice. So now London have forced the Vancouver Titans away from this bridge section.
That's huge.
They've made a little bit of space for themselves.
Definitely huge. I mean, this is any sort of progress, any sort of space you can take is big. And they're going to capitalize on Sky Ripper not being there.
There's the Primal Rage, perfectly juggled there by Hardy. You can see him just chasing Master away. That overhealth is building up from that rally, but it didn't affect nearly anybody. I think only Aspire got a little bit of it. Rally EMP investment for the Spitfire. Looking pretty good. There isn't even a nano? Okay, maybe a bit of an over-ambitious nano on Aspire. Yeah, I'm not sure. Aspire's pretty good. I'm not sure he can 1v4, especially with a Brig on the enemy team.
I think they were just hoping maybe to get a little bit more stall onto the point, and because of how fast Sky Ripper has been able to actually build up these nanos, it doesn't feel like it's a huge loss. You could have maybe nanoed Mirror in this next section, but Mirror doesn't need that extra sustainability when he has that Meteor Strike online as well. So I like the thought process there. Just didn't pan out quite the way Titans would have liked it to. London, though, now they get to use their nano. And I would kind of expect that Hotti's going to be able to get this to try to contest the high ground and take it away from the Titans. Might need that.
High ground feels pretty good if you're a Winston, that's for sure.
Well, you can't.
See what Spire's trying to line up for. I mean, this is the play from London, right? They just put Shax on the payload. He pushes and then forces Vancouver Titans to do something. And they've just done that. Look at this. Nice dive by Aspire. Stick onto Khan. That payload was pushing, but it didn't really matter all too much. And London with no supports, it feels pretty bad. Perfect counterplay there from the Vancouver Titans.
Yeah, it was really nice, and while they're waiting for London Spitfire to come back, Vancouver Titans are just going to take the high ground again. This has been perfect space for them to control because Shax can just kind of blink forward. You know, if they take too much time, then they get stuck in these really awkward positions in these buildings where Masa's going to go jump down and like just kind of swing at your face, and that doesn't feel good either.
Khan's alone.
Whew.
As a whip shot onto King, so he's forced to back up. But still, London Spitfire pretty split up right now. You can see Hardy receiving a little bit of healing. It is pushing the payload a fair distance, mind you. Something we saw Gladiators do exceptionally well yesterday, Rose. EMP available for King, right up into the air. Oh, he's so low. Yeah, Khan does end up going down. Once again, isolated from land and had to drop down onto that low ground. They do end up trading as Shax throws out that pulse bomb. King's pretty low, but still contesting that payload. But with only that Brigitte for healing, the Vancouver Titans are going to have to play rather conservatively. You can see Mirror getting hacked. That additional damage is doing so much work. A pulse bomb onto Hardy doesn't actually finish the job. So the Vancouver Titans still kind of trying to stem this bleeding, but it's not working out for them whatsoever. London Spitfire backline just keeping Hardy and the rest of the team alive.
Yeah, this has just been so back and forth with many kind of 1v1 fights happening, but here's a rally.
So much happening. Oh, nice juggle. Oh, King. No recall, or no translocator even. Rather unfortunate. It's a nano boost onto Landon too, look at this. Just playing like a miniature Reinhardt on the payload. Yeah, 1v1, get rolled, get rolled. Sit down.
That's dishonorable.
All right, 56 seconds to go. London Spitfire do end up capping that second point.
Oh.
Spy's still there, so is Sky Ripper, but yeah, it's just a little bit of ult charge. Took a lot of investment from the London Spitfire to get the payload in, but they got it, so that's the key.
Yeah, Spire just kind of, you know, trying to maybe get that pulse bomb online, maybe take a little bit of time off the clock, but London still have 2 minutes rolling into this final point, where Shax is also going to try to farm up that pulse bomb. It's really important that London start like finding more value with their ults. I feel like they're playing very reactively, and that means the Titans are able to set the pace of these fights. Kind of waiting.
Double blink. It feels like both teams are playing pretty reactively. That's why these fights are quite scrappy, because it's like,
yeah.
okay, one ult in, then the next, then the next, then the next.
Yeah, that's
nice
true.
Hack onto Aspire. Does it up blinking away. Still 1.75 seconds that hack, so you do have the chance to escape. There's a Tracer. And fight kills if you're Shax. All right, even got a pulse bomb online. So now Vancouver Titans have to play all the way at the back unless they want to try and go in. They do have an EMP and a pulse bomb, but not sure they want to do it. Shax, once again, just playing Conductor on that payload. Beautiful stick onto Marsa. Once more, Titans in a situation where they only have really one support alive at any one time.
So it makes it a little rough because you really want to be able to have that brawl presence. Oh, but whoa,
solo
the
EMP?
EMP? Oh, but
so,
Jax is just
you got to touch!
touch!
Titans,
touch.
you got to touch. You have to touch the payload. Please touch. You got to touch. Unlucky.
Okay, I was gonna... You're in that situation, you're like, oh, someone's gonna touch, right? They're gonna touch, right? Nah, they'll touch. Nah? Oh, okay.
Who was supposed to
That was rough.
touch?
Well, I mean, Aspiring King and Mira were trying to kill Landon and Khan. They did so successfully. It was a solo EMP onto Khan. They finished it up. They pulse-bombed Landon too. So it was like, okay, we've got their backline. But what I mentioned previous to that fight was, well, the Vancouver Titans only have one support ult alive at any one time, it feels like. And those were the ones to touch. So it was either Master or Sky Ripper. But with only one up, yeah. That's a C9. You can't beat around the bush with that one. That's straight up Charlie 9.
Yeah. We're just gonna blow past that and look at the next round. It's fine.
Sure.
It's fine. All right.
Okay.
Anyway, side swaps. We got Titan's gonna take the attack in a second. Oh no! Please don't. No. What is this replay? Okay, so Sky Ripper is in the corner.
Sky Ripper just kind of chilling.
He not? He might not be looking. Oh no! Oh, he gets chased away by Hottie. Okay, so this is a little less egregious.
Too, right?
I know, but it's a little less egregious.
Rough.
I feel like Aspire and Mirror probably were under the impression that they could just keep doing what they wanted to do by like harassing London Spitfire's backline. But then, yeah, Hottie just played, you know, doorkeeper. Yeah, so unlucky. But we'll just... Not a C9. I'm going to call that not a C9.
Okay, fine.
We're not that cursed, Jaws. We can't keep calling C9.
Aggressive defense for the London Spitfire. Nice little dive onto Master there. Got to move as a team. That's one of the big reasons why London Spitfire have done so well over the last few tournaments, right? And their ability to play as a team is one of their best assets. Like the Rhine May comp just heavily relies on getting good walls, having your Rhine set up, get a Lucio in there to speed him. It's been one of the big things. Like they've got a lot of talent on their team, but their strength really relies on them being all on the same page at the same time. Like a shiver of sharks, if you will.
Is that what
Backbone is pretty low.
I'm gonna look that up later. I don't believe you.
That's what you call a group of sharks, a shiver.
No way. School.
It is. It is. No, it's not a school. That's a fish. Sharks are different. A shiver of sharks. Well, 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the defense here for London Spitfire. Again, these fights are ridiculously scrappy, but you can kind of expect that in this meta where a lot of heroes are very solo orientated.
Yes.
So there's lots of like miniature 1v1s kind of happening. Nice little steal away at the health pack there, though, I will say, by King. Taking away those health packs can be quite detrimental to backlines or even traces. So
exactly.
Taking those away is kind of nice.
You definitely have to look at that in the Sombra versus Sombra, that's for sure. King, though, is already up to an EMP. So I think that London... Oh, they don't have an answer for this.
They don't. Landon. Oh, he was chunked down. He was getting, like, perma-healed by Khan there, but couldn't quite keep himself alive. They're doing their trading supports. As now King is not in the fight. So he's going to have to rely on Aspire's damage. Oh, Massacre's anti too. That rally completely cancelled. Vancouver Titans kind of... Their backline in shambles right now. Can London hold on? Hardy specifically, who's alone right now. No LOS of his healers. Was able to get back to a health pack in time. What a perfect anti-nade from Khan. Ending Master's life quick, sharp. Vancouver Titans kind of struggling to get much done on this first point with 1 minute and 30 to go.
Well, this happened to London Spitfire, too. It's that first bridge that can be a
the
problem.
Oh, he missed the jump! He does use the Meteor Strike to get a little bit of damage done, but he gets instantly hacked out of that, so he can't use the punch or any of his other abilities. A big anti, this time from the Sky Ripper from the Vancouver Titans. That was, yeah, not the shift you really wanted to hit there. That Seismic Slam going a little bit low for Mira. Had to use that Meteor Strike to get back on top of the high ground to be effective. They still end up winning that fight, not off the back of that nano, but off the back of that big anti-nade from Sky Ripper. Good stuff. Looked a little bit worrisome there for the Titans, but they do get the payload going.
Where'd that EMP go? Backbone used an EMP, but I don't think it hit anybody. That's just devastating.
Your guess is as good as
yeah,
mine.
I just like, because I was focused on the Doomfist too, and then I realized, wait a minute, like that, I saw EMP. I don't know. It didn't work. We're going to have to like try to build those back up. Meanwhile, though, King has another one, and playing in these buildings right now, that's going to hurt.
That EMP is nice. 4-man EMP. Easy Kaluna for the Titans. They do lose King, but it doesn't matter. His job is done. He can rest for now.
This is already looking so good for the Titans, too. They're just continuing this momentum they generated from that first point. And when you are on such a roll, especially with a Sombra on your team, you can get the setup way easier because you're just like, you're in control. So look, King is already behind London Spitfire, but Backbone is going to have to fight to make the same type of presence in Vancouver Titans backline.
Pulse bomb target. Oh, Spy hits the 45-degree hang there. Didn't quite get the pulse bomb connection onto Khan that he wanted. Now the rally's coming out. Marsa being a little bit more safe this time around, activating from around the corner. Doesn't want to get anti-naded by Khan again. Speaking of anti-nades, Khan lands a big old 3-man. He did hit Marsa, but it was Sky Ripper that was the target for the London Spitfire. Now to boost onto Hardy, and now look at how spread out the Vancouver Titans are. Mera wasn't there to help. Marsa had to back out himself. Might be a little bit of a cleanup here from Shax, although spotting the Tracer, has to hit that recall. Doesn't want to go down. With a minute and 30 seconds to go, very reminiscent of point A. Without that rally, only got that Meteor Strike online. They're walking into a whole heap of ultimates from London Spitfire.
At least that Nano might be able to save somebody, but when Backbone has the EMP up, I don't think he's gonna, yeah, he's gonna be looking at that building too, just as his target for that AoE. Shax might just be able to stop this next push too with just the pulse bomb alone. They get somebody in the back. Poor Skyrup has been enemy #1 for him.
Shax just perma taking damage. A little bit frustrating. Okay, now Shax has to make a decision. He can't make it in time. He's still looking for that Tracer. Good hiding spot there from Aspire, but it didn't last all too long. Hardy in a primal rage in a small room, but look at the amount of sustain that Sky Ripper has. Even nano boosted Master there too to keep Master alive so he can get healed by Sky Ripper. There's the EMP from London Spitfire. They've still got more gas in that tank. Both supports dead for the Titans with 30 seconds to go. Titans' hopes on this map dwindling right now. London Spitfire with the spawn so close and ultimates to spare, able to hold on.
Well, now that that's out of the way, though, Spitfire don't have anything for this next attempt by the Titans. Mirror had held on to the Meteor Strike. Moss is going to have the rally, and that overhealth could be massive to make sure that the Vancouver Titans actually get this second objective. Look at where King is going. Do you see that?
Pulse bomb's got to be big. Aspire, he can see one of them, but he's so low already. Someone has to continue to touch too. Ideally, it's Mirror here because Aspire does have ult. He does leave the payload for a brief moment. He spots out Khan. Can he land the stick? No, it hits the bridge. Hits the recall, but still, look at how defensive now Landon and Khan are up on this high ground. Aspire's got no tools left to use. Doesn't even have recall to maybe try and int onto Khan. London Spitfire's defense looking fantastic. Truly reinforced in this front line. Master and Sky Ripper down. Vancouver Titans also gonna fall. London Spitfire managed to hold them just before that second point. Gonna tie the series up one apiece. Looking good so far. A very close series too.
I feel like that's just been kind of the treat of the West so far. Is a bunch of close series. Every team with the versatility that this meta offers have a lot of flexibility that they get to play around with, and so it's fun seeing what these teams are relying on and really what works in the comfortability of their wheelhouse.
I can't believe that we're in 2022 and this isn't like the toilet bowl game. If you remember, obviously, a couple of years ago, even 2021, right? It was like, oh, okay, it's the toilet bowl, Vancouver Titans versus London Spitfire. But now we come into the series like, whoa, this might be a potential banger, and it's turning out to be one. One apiece for both the Titans and the Spitfire. Going on to Escort, Zodak's game mode, and Junkertown will be their hit. So, well, yeah, see you in a bit. Summer Showdown may have ended, but Happy Genji is still bringing the summer vibes. You know, you love them. You can grab the Summer Showdown Legendary Skin for just 200 League tokens. Yeah, don't miss out on your chance to own a piece of Overwatch League history. Yeah, it's on sale. Go buy it right now. It's pretty sick. Pretty sick. It's got a lot of cool Easter eggs too. Use one of his... it's going to kill me. I don't know Genji skin names off by heart, although I don't know many people that know all the Genji skins off by heart. But the little mask thing he's got on the side of his head is one of his other skins. It's the anniversary skin that looks like... I don't think I could legally say the name of the kids show that had like rangers and they were powerful. Like, yeah. So that's pretty cool. The skin's pretty sick. And the little the shurikens too are, you know, the things you put on presents, the bows. They look like those. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Are you talking about Oni? You're not talking about the Oni skin, are you?
No. The Oni skin is like an Oni mask. No, it's going to elude me, the name. I'm not that much of a Genji player. But yeah, anyway, back to the game. London Spitfire are making a couple of substitutions here. We are seeing potentially the most handsome man in the league. Depends on who you ask. But on this cast, he is the most handsome man in the league. Poco's coming in for Hardy as we go into Junkertown. As, yeah, him, Landon, Backbone, Sparker, too, and Khan will be taking on the Vancouver Titans, who have not made any swaps. So what do we expect here?
Well, I'm totally expecting either Sigma or D.Va coming out from Poco as we are going over to Junkertown. This map offers some really nice sightlines for snipers, and a lot of the series that we've seen Junkertown as part of the map set, we have seen Widowmaker make some appearances. Even sometimes the double sniper with Hanzo being added into the mix, and I know that's a hero that might be able to come out of Backbone's pocket. But one thing's for sure, Sparker has the ability to play that Widowmaker, but Sparker versus Aspire, that's going to be a fun matchup to watch.
Yeah, two really good Widow players battling out Junkertown. There's nothing sweeter than that, I'll tell you right now, especially as a sniper player myself. Sounds so weird, like sniper, like I'm a sniper player. Feels like, I don't know, it feels like a strange thing to say. No, I'm a Widow player. One of my favorite things about Junkertown, Rose, is you can run a ton of different like tank comps on this map. In the current meta that we're in and the variety that we're seeing, it is very possible to bring in someone like a D.Va or a Sigma on this map. Like you said, there's lots of different things you can do on the defense, and in fact that's what we're seeing right now is this Sigma.
I know.
But Backbone's actually on Widow, not Sparker.
Yeah, that's why I was like, whoa, okay. I mean, okay, let's make a call back though to our first series that we saw London Spitfire play against Paris yesterday, where Backbone played the Widowmaker and had some really fun moments. I mean, it was just kind of impressive to watch how his Widowmaker worked on Dorado. I know that map overall didn't go in their direction, but Backbone got some nice plays for the highlight reel. Let's just put it that way. So doesn't surprise me too much that we might be able to see this kind of switch up here. And if things go south, I think there's a lot of flexibility for London between Sparker and Backbone to switch up those roles too.
Okay, Aspire only just peeked out the spawn doors. God, it's so low already. Jesus. Hyperspheres do a lot of work. But yeah, he peeked out the spawn doors on the Widow, swapped to Tracer. Vancouver Titans running a very, like, run and gun. They've got the Moira. We saw that from Toronto Defiant the other day, and it felt like more of a desperation pick than anything. So I wonder how Vancouver Titans are going to approach this. Because on this stage of the map, Rose, you're so spread out with your defense.
Well, I mean, the desk backed it up a little bit. Oh, that...
What a pick. That was so nice.
That was really nice.
To the DPS, just surrounding that little water column there to take down Backbone. Hacked. Take extra damage when you're hacked now. That was a super nice setup from the Vancouver Titans. Because you're so spread out, it's yeah, hard for Poco to really shield anybody as he's on his own little island. But still can't do him what he does best and kill people from the high ground as Zen. Those orbs are pretty hard to hit at the best of times at that kind of range, but Khan makes it look pretty easy. Yeah, well, Landon, too, to be able to back up Poco and the way he was dancing around the shield did allow for that survivability so that Vancouver Titans didn't just outright cap that first point. They're still back, and Backbone does have to be very careful as you just don't have the same type of staying power, and it really is dependent on you getting picks to make this defense work. Look at this pressure. Oh, what a stick. That's a single kill. Almost looked like a double there, but not quite to be. But still taking out Khan is pretty decent. Aspire can control this high ground. Doesn't have a recall and is very, very low on HP. In fact, only sits at 11 as he hides in the bush. Oh, like Danny Spine on Custer this morning. Double kill for both Sombras, but the Vancouver Titans are making good headway on this payload progress. Pretty hard to take down Poco, especially when he has the perma pocket from Landon on that high ground. Even to earn himself a flux. Titans really need a one and done fight. The longer this fight goes on, the easier it is for London to regain control of both the payload and the ground that they gave up when they lost some bodies.
Well, I'm looking at the EMP to be that answer to your question about how they might be able to get that one and done. But King's really been focusing on the back line.
Nice late.
Oh,
and you're dead. Goodbye.
Yeah. The backbone's not going to let that go unpunished, that's for sure.
Look at the defense from the London Spitfire right now. Pogo just hitting the Vancouver Titans dive with the flux. It didn't end up helping out Landon or Khan, in fact, as Master's there just Reddit Lucioing in the corner. But still, they are defending the payload pretty damn well, and the spawn positions from London Spitfire are super nice. They get back to high ground so quickly, Rose.
They do, and that's exactly where they want to play from. Landon and Khan playing at range is just really nice to be able to have those sight lines onto this wide open area. But the sights too, I mean, this is a great way for London Spitfire to buy some time. King still hasn't used the EMP, so this has to be the thing, but Sparker was in position to use his first. Wait for the time, though.
I think they heard that.
I know, but it's all about timing. Where's Sparker gonna go? 30 seconds remaining. Once it starts hitting past that mark, you might see Sparker hit that EMP first.
Look at Backbone, the faith in his team right there to stay scoped in, even though he's taking damage. No, the heal's there. Oh, the Nano Widow. Okay, one shot to Mirror maybe. Oh, can't do it anymore. Nice beat response there from Master, but it don't matter. Nano Widow doing a ton of damage. The Vancouver Titans do end up killing Landon, but again, these fights take so long for them to end. Oh, a beautiful little flick onto King's little noggin. 10 seconds to go. The Vancouver Titans unable to break this first hold. London Spitfire still have the Transcendence. Doesn't look like Vancouver Titans will even be able to touch. Tell a lie, they do. Mirror ends up getting focused though, but with a Coalescence and actually a Spy coming back on the Widow, takes care of Backbone. They're not out of this just yet, Rose.
No, they're not. I mean, this could be a huge way to open everything up. Always going to force out the Transcendence though.
Oh, yep, Card used that Transcendence. A bit more defensively there. Had to run back to the rest of his team with it. There's the Flux. It doesn't hit anybody though. Poco missed it. And they need to touch the payload too. A nice double boop from the Vancouver Titans. And in OT, when all hope was almost lost, they do manage to cap first.
I think Poco might have gotten booped away or something. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but even Backbone coming back on the Tracer wasn't able to stop the cart and trigger that overtime. Taking some kills, but this is still so scrappy. 2 minutes left though for the Titans. They did get some extra time added to the bank, and they're coming up on a ton of ultimates here, Jack. The site's not going to help too much, knowing that Backbone did switch off of the Widowmaker. Is going to be playing the Hanzo now, so that pocket pick is going to be coming out. But yeah,
ooh, nice stick. Oh, the pocket is crazy.
Just doesn't
Please, someone kill Coolman. Okay, he's eventually dead. Aspire, ooh, clicking heads. So this is what we wanted to see from Aspire, honestly. It was just him perma-picking Widow here.
Yep.
And he's going to be on a nice little angle too. It's going to be half a London Spitfire to kind of peek their heads around. You can see Backbone, he was Hanzo a second ago, changing over to Tracer, knowing that priority very much in favor of Aspire right now, as he just gets to sit and wait for London Spitfire to come through these chokes.
London want to try to shut this down here, though. I mean, Sparker has another EMP, so that might be a way to do it. Rotate. Top 3.
Oh, body shot bandit. Classic. So good. Made up for it earlier on. Oh, Mirror ends up going down to what looks like a hack, and then Khan just pelting him with orbs. Oh, yeah, Spire, I don't think you win those. You got a Moira at your back, but you actually forced Backbone's recall. That's a win in my books. You didn't go down.
Nice little bit of tech, too, from Backbone to just kind of, like, strafe, but also, like, crouch a little bit to make sure that Aspire couldn't hit that headshot there. But look at that. No more Widowmaker for Aspire. It's going to be about the Tracer versus Tracer. Backbone, though, does have that Pulse Bomb online, and there's so many answers and responses here for London to whatever Vancouver can be throwing at them here. The
Everybody's so mobile, look at that.
Yeah.
They just jump over that gap with ease. Moira's already used the Fade, though. Might be bad for Sky Ripper, but no, uses that Coalescence. However, with Mira going down, a big stick onto Sky Ripper. Backbone taking these ultimates that Vancouver Titans throwing at them in his stride. A nano onto Khan because just why not at this point? Overtime, not even going to be triggered. London Spitfire, who looked like they were going to hold on that first point, end up holding just before second. You take those, you take those. Vancouver Titans still putting up a heck of a fight.
Yeah, I mean, that was scrappy. That's kind of what Titans have been doing, though. Remember the first round, or I guess the second round of Busan? 9-0 to 100 after the cards were against them.
The Queen.
That's Knight. Wait, has that always been there?
I was thinking the exact same thing, actually. I wonder how many small, because Blizzard in general, just across the franchise, they do this all the time, because they do it in WoW too.
Yeah.
But like, it's like small little things that are either on maps or certain zones or areas that have like Easter eggs in a way, but they don't become Easter eggs until, you know, the hero or whatever's released.
Right.
I wonder if that's always kind of been there, or it's been maybe crossed out, or like the posters changed. I'm not sure. I'll have to consult the archives for that one.
I like it, though.
Because we kind of knew what Queen looked like, kind of, right, before Queen was released. So maybe not fully. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I'm not a lore head, I will say, but it's really cool seeing small Easter eggs like that. All right, let's see what London have got on the offense.
Probably
Yeah,
just more
Poker
of the
no way
Sigma.
plays Queen. Yeah, Sigma makes the most sense, it feels.
It's so good at creating space. And when you have the ability to eat up some of the damage coming your way as well, you might be able to mitigate something like a Doomfist kind of one-punch combo. Yeah, it really does play on some of Poco's best traits from playing the D.Va earlier on in his career, where he had the ability to peel. It was insane amounts of peel, too, with the defense matrix. And I know it's only one tank, but you still keep a lot of those fundamentals. So let's see what happens.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that hurts.
Jesus. Yeah, Backbone didn't know what hit him. Oh, my God. She got hacked and insta-killed by Mira. Nice start. It's easy for London Spitfire, though, Rose, to kind of contest that payload with the Sigma. See the Titans either making a play like that, where they put Sombra in an aggressive position, then capitalize off of a hack, or they kind of wait and bait London Spitfire in and then jump on the support. So we'll see what game they kind of want to play.
A lot of it is just kind of keeping Landon busy, and that means that the focus isn't on keeping Poco alive in the sustain. But it was really important that Poco doesn't die here, because this comp takes so much time to set up.
It does, but Poco is not the focus right now for the Vancouver Titans. Look at that. It was a good rotation from London, trying to get the higher ground, or the ground that they have most amount of room to maneuver around. But as soon as King is behind them, a small little hack on the Zen or the Arna, so they can't use Nade or Sleep. Yeah, look at this. You see this? Boom. Straight onto Card. He does get naded, but yeah, it's pretty much all over from there.
Yeah. I mean, the burst healing just isn't enough, and I think that's something that Titans have been doing so well, is recognizing that supports in the backline are just... they're so important to winning these team fights. Landon actually feels the pressure. Wants to switch over from the Ana to the Brig, so helps Brawl in the middle.
Oh, see ya. Wow, I don't think King could even translocate that if he wanted to. He gets double tapped there by Backbone with a headshot, a body shot, and then a headshot, I can imagine, with those Storm Arrows. Once again, London have like flipped the script. They're on the wrong side of the map, but they got the payload with them. The Vancouver Titans, without King to set up these kills, might be in a bit of a tough situation. They have to use that rally to get out of these small corridors. EMP hits 4 though, as Landon instantly goes down, but Poco finding a double and putting himself on the payload. Master's the only one to contest for the Vancouver Titans, as they're so spread out. It's unlikely that EMP results in anything, and it does not. 1 minute and 20 to go. It's only Mirror to touch, but I don't think it's going to happen.
No, it doesn't look like it. And it wouldn't be smart to do so either, because you're just feeding ultimate charge over to Landon, even if you are able to get some type of damage.
Oh,
but that's...
wait. Wait, was that a
intentional?
invis headshot?
No, that's...
Yeah, okay. I don't think it was. I think it was just sonicking high ground to try and reveal
Oh
Sombra,
my
but he actually just
God.
got it with a headshot instead.
Oh, stop it.
You love to see it.
Oh, I think you might have just been trying to get some intel.
Troll.
Oh, that hurts. Okay, well, that really does put us in the territory of London having one more fight to cross the finish line, and London have like a full 5 ults here. Oh, they might not even
Master's
need
already
him.
dead. Not sure where Master was, but I know where he is now, and he's in the grave. Oh, I think he shot on a Spire too. Batmo's kind of having a game right now on these snipers. Hanzo or Widow, doesn't matter what he's on, he's still clicking heads. And Nano onto Mirror is going to help kill Sparker, but have they got enough to finish this fight off? It doesn't look like it. Like you said, bro, London Spitfire have so many ultimates online, and Vancouver Titans don't even have EMP. Someone has to touch.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to have to be King. Everybody just falling onto the point here. And this is fine. Even if Backbone gets taken out and maybe somebody else from London Spitfire falls, they get staggered a little bit, you can wait. This is just taking eco pushes. Titan's game plan right now, though, is let's throw our resources out as much as we can and hope that this EMP comes online. And that's why you're seeing like the Meteor Strike, like the waiting around, London maybe hoping that they could hold on here, but they did get those resources out of Titans, but now King might just have that EMP.
It's a very strange fight in that small room there. Mirror gets a
Tiny
double kill
Overwatch.
with his ult. You take those, you take those. Yeah, I'm really curious to see that. I'm sure our goated Obs team will be able to get a replay of that after the game, but yeah, those kills are always kind of funny on the Invis Sombras. Right, London Spitfire, where are they at right now? They've still got 4 ultimates. They know exactly where people are. Oh, what an aggressive push by Sky Ripper. Backbone not expecting the Artist to jump in his face, but the rest of the team were there to kind of back him up. Already down a healer of Vancouver Titans right now, and they still need to stop a lot of these ults going off. EMP comes out, cancels Poco's ult, but Khan still has the Transcendence to stop London Spitfire from falling. It was a good ult cancel, but the London Spitfire have dragons coming from spawn, and Poco's sitting on the payload. Titans may have Rally, may have the Pulse Bomb, but they're going to have to stop Khan from getting this Transcendence off. Mirror instantly goes down to those Storm Arrows, and now is this Spire on the payload to try and stop it going to that blue box of victory. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, though. Yeah, late Transcendence from Spitfire, and that should be all she wrote. London take Junkertown, and now are on match point.
Well, things certainly seem to be looking up as the series has been going on for both of these teams. London finally seem to be finding their groove, but Titans are still making it pretty difficult for them to get those wins.
Still a close game, though.
Yeah.
Closer than
close.
maybe people expected or expected, considering the run that Vancouver Titans have been on.
I expected
We're going to jump to a break, though. Rose, are we going to go to another map 5? Yes or no?
Yes.
There we go. We'll see you in a bit. Map number 5, maybe, coming up soon. But first, we've got number 4.
Short ball switches to the Widowmaker at just the right time. Perfect. Winner free. Violet is cracked. He's out of his mind.
Welcome to the Overwatch League Grand Finals.
Over the last 4 years, Overwatch League teams have built their legacies one win at a time.
Now the 5th season is coming to an end, and it's time to crown our next Overwatch League champion.
The Overwatch League Grand Finals starts right now.
Every upset, every tournament, every victory has led to this moment.
And at long last, we're back.
Join us as we crown the world's best Overwatch 2 players, the newest Overwatch League champions.
We're coming home.
Make sure you're there when the East and the West battle it out in the epic conclusion of Overwatch League's 5th season and see who is crowned Overwatch 2's first champion.
The stakes get ratcheted up a notch.
It is do or die.
We'll see you there. Hey, welcome back. This is the it's the funniest replay we've got so far today, I think. It's a Sonic arrow kill on the Invis Sombra. You'll love to see it. Sombra player's been put in the bin. Look at this. Boom.
Oh no! Oh,
Always
she
a pleasure.
flew.
She do be spinning.
Oh my
Yeah, Overwatch 2,
God.
I feel like the ragdolls have been, I don't know if they're ragdoll slider, but it's just like whoop all the way up to max. Some of them go crazy.
Yeah.
Not complaining, not complaining. All right, we're going on to Colosseo, Rose, and yeah, the main man Hardy is back in. So maybe a little Rhine here, maybe a little Rhine.
Well, there's another substitution that backs up this theory, and that's Admiral coming back in for Khan. So we have Landon and Admiral, Hottie, Backbone and Sparker, the core pieces of the Reinhardt Rush that made London Spitfire so famous towards the beginning of the season. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it might happen.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, especially in a meta that's a little bit in flux, or maybe this is the meta, to be fair, where it's just like a lot of variance in heroes and what people can play and what people prefer to play. I mean, London Spitfire can always go back to that strategy that they kind of built their name off of at the start of the season.
Well,
I think I referenced it before, but Christopher in an interview said, like, look, at the end of the day, like, if you're playing something you're like hyper comfortable on, sometimes that's even better than conforming more to a meta that's, you know, not the Joker Queen meta, you can't really play against that,
yeah.
but more of a meta that's in flux right now. So signs would point to them playing this Rhine Rush, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll see what Titans also want to do, because they're also not making any subs here.
Well, we heard from Backbone during his interview yesterday after the win against Paris,
right.
and he was saying that, like, they can still play the Rush, obviously, and they still love playing that composition, but it's just not really the meta right now where you can force it all the time. But Colosseo is definitely a map where we have seen them just force it over and over and over again, and I do feel like we could see it for sure.
All right, well, we got to see. Looks like we're just about to jump into the game. Titans want to win here. They really do. Of course, London and Spitfire on match point. Sitting at 3 and 15, you're in danger zone of being knocked out completely and not even making it to their play-in scenario. So, on map number 5, you already called it, Rose, so you're held accountable if you don't go there.
Okay. That's fair. I'll take the responsibility for that one. I think that one of the things that will really help Vancouver Titans get to a point where there will be a map 5 is just sticking to the really nice engagements we saw on Busan, where Mirror on the Doomfist was opening things up with King with those hacks, and then Aspire could go in and play cleanup duty. They were really setting them up so well to just kind of knock down all of these eliminations, and it just felt like they were lacking a lot of that synergy and team play when it came to playing on these maps that have a little bit more time to set up. So anything with a payload can make it a little bit more difficult to know exactly where you want to take fights, especially if like teams are continuing to play these fast metas where you're just using ultimates to try to stall out for time. But we'll see. Maybe, oh, maybe Junker Queen. No, that's an interesting proposition. No.
Mira maybe do be a little trolling.
What? No.
He do be a trolling?
That's
no,
not troll.
He's not trolling.
That's not troll.
It's not troll. Orisa time. Oh, yes. Okay. Vancouver's first time I think we've ever seen a Mira play Orisa. Definitely, in fact. I don't think there's been a time, even in Overwatch 1 where he's played Orisa. Yeah, he was the first player in the league to play every single role for a team. That was back on Glads, I believe. So, yeah. Mira Orisa, I am curious. Not a hero that you'd expect him to play, considering Love's playing like Doomfist, which is a very like heavy DPS-centric tank player, much more of a brawler than Orisa is. But London Spitfire are back to their old ways.
Okay, I think Orisa has some brawl tactics. I feel like that energy javelin is just so fun that maybe that's really right in Mira's wheelhouse.
And they're playing with the Mei too, so to counteract Backbone's Mei, which Aspire dispatched with a second ago. Best thing about Spitfire's comp though, they can kind of just run and hide. Oh, not for long apparently. Aspire claims yet another member of the London Spitfire. It's all on the Sojourn right now. Oh, look at him spin. Look at him go. Spinning like an upright Beyblade right now. Oh my god, Aspire with 3 kills in fact. London Spitfire losing their Mei that early, which is the kind of the key in this composition in isolating people and really taking over fights. You can't lose that early. Backbone needs to stay alive to set up Hardy for success.
For sure, and I mean sometimes you can play maybe with the King's Mei walls, but it's not as easy as just setting up with your own. Right here though, I mean Hardy has Earth Shatter already? Excuse me? Well, I guess the fire strikes and swinging away at the small corridors. Oh, he's just rushing in. Whoa, the rollout.
Nice block by King. Yeah, that speed boost plus that charge, sending him right over the gap. King was hot on the shift key, though. Everybody's split up for the Vancouver Titans. Do they expect him to have Shatter? Maybe not. Shatter hits the ground. There's the Immortality build. Oh, another nice block by King there, keeping him alive. And also stopping Mira from getting pinned too. Hardy's in a whole heap of hurts. And despite Hardy having Shatter so early, a couple of clutch ice blocks from King actually save his life and save the rest of the Vancouver Titans. Bamno 5 maybe on the cards, not calling it too early, but getting a checkpoint this soon? Okay, Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver, like, they're angry. They're definitely angry. I think Mira's also been proving that Orisa can work. We've seen other teams utilize the Orisa and just be able to play with some longer sight lines. And, you know, if you really want to try to put Aspire on one of his best heroes, the Sojourn, this is definitely a tank that you can do that with. King having the Blizzard as well, I mean, I think this is really impactful where Vancouver could just win this fight outright if Aspire gets another pick. I think you can just mitigate the value of London's ults.
Oh, as you see, Mira was blocked off there. Terror Surge coming in, dragging everybody. A beautiful boop. The Blizzard's coming out too. That's a whole heap of damage coming from Mira there. There was a couple of people to try and push people back into the Terror Surge. However, those Blizzards isolated both teams. Skyripper, the only person left alive for the Vancouver Titans. Almost a complete team wipe on both sides. I think 8 people went down there. That was absurd.
Oh, well, Skyripper's gonna have to be careful. I wouldn't contest with a Lucio that can speed up somebody into your face. But yeah, I mean, this is just it's gonna be the way that these fights go. You have a lot of mismatched pieces on either side where you're gonna be getting quick picks. Maybe you can come back with an ultimate. You're really trying to single target with some of these. So like Mei Blizzard is just trying to isolate somebody. Keep looking out for that.
King tried to hit a spicy wall there to set up Mira, but takes a headshot from Sparker. Just charging up, and without that fortify now. Oh, another nice headshot. Yeah, Mira's in trouble. Yeah, no chance, unfortunately. No amount of healing can save you from that one.
Nope. Go back to spawn and try again, but this might start London Spitfire's comeback. You know, Vancouver didn't actually end up capturing that first objective. So yeah. London actually have a chance to kind of take a pretty surmountable lead here. Hadi has another Earth Shatter. Landon has that amplification matrix.
Where is Hadi?
Hadi is
What
by
is he
himself.
doing?
Help Hadi.
He's dead. What? I mean, he tried to get a flank shadow right. Oh, spicy. He's trying to get a flank shadow, but that spinning javelin does push you away, regardless of your shield being up or not. And yeah, kind of got rolled.
I don't think, yeah. I think that's one of the things about Orisa that's like really fun, is that originally when you were looking at like Overwatch 1, Reinhardt versus Orisa, Reinhardt, I always felt like could win that duel because you could just walk through the shields that Orisa puts down, but that's not part of her kit anymore. So you have a lot of these really nice engagement tools like the Javelin Spin that really allow you to get into the fight faster. And Mir's gonna do just that, just push. Just push in on Hadi, and all of a sudden that more like stable you know, presence that Orisa used to have is just not really a thing anymore.
Oh, Hadi tried to go for the charge there, but that Javelin toss ended up ending that pretty quick. There's the Terror Surge. The beats come out. Hadi's got over 1,000 HP. That's more than you need. Oh, a nice pin too. Nice little hairpin turn on that one to get Mirror out of the picture. Vancouver Titans also lose their Lucio. There's a lot of fighting, and holding this off angle from Sparker is really nice for London. Terror Surge look pretty nice. And there's also tools to help the Orisa ultimate get success and find value, Rose, in the boop from the Lucio, because it sucks you in initially, but then you can kind of run out. The Lucio wall, Lucio boop, sorry, and the Mei wall can kind of lock you in place. But a perfectly timed beat from Admiral, over 1,000 HP for Hadi, like he's not going down, like even a max Terror Surge at that point.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you're still kind of in a similar situation right now for London. Sparker's going to have to try to get something done with this overclock, though. Big progress.
Oh, Sparker steps into the Blizzard. Still clicking on heads, though, with this overclock. His aim's still very immaculate. All right, London is still getting the payload going, and with only, what, 20 meters separating them now? And London Spitfire playing this far up, might be a struggle for Vancouver Titans to get on the point.
We're here to see them try. I mean, Mirror can come back in with the Lucio as well. Moss is going to try to speed boost them over to the payload before they take over control.
Double window. Headshot through said window from Aspire to use that overclock. Didn't even need the damage boost, to be fair, because he was still clicking heads. Triple kill for the Sojourn, and a team kill for the Vancouver Titans. Stop London Spitfire shy of, what, 4 meters?
Yep.
That's pretty painful. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the time bank.
Well, while Vancouver Titans are set up nicely here, I feel like London can just take the bot back. Hadi has an Earth Shatter again, and, you know, oh, the isolation onto Mirror.
Javelin spin, there's the Fortify. Oh, yep. King got isolated. Tried to set up a wall there for the Vancouver Titans, but ended up isolating himself as Backbone reactively put a wall behind him. Vancouver Titans now trying to take that high ground. Hadi lands a nice little fire strike up onto the high ground. There was a really nice play from Titans. They tried to wrap around the London Spitfire, who were all on the low ground, but Hadi was able to kill them off quite easily. 2 minutes to go, the bot is in control of London.
Gonna see Landon come back into this too, just be able to get up some nice healing. I think Vancouver can come back though before this bot actually makes it. Yeah, they don't get any progress yet.
Oh, and Terror Surge available from Mirror. Use that spear to push Hadi away from himself. Terror Surge, oh, it lands, but a nicely timed lamp and beat from the London Spitfire, negating that ultimate completely. The Blizzard to follow up. London laying their ults really nicely. Vancouver Titans still want to fight this though. They send out their own beat and now have Skyripper set up with this window, just shooting, trying to gun down London Spitfire. They do end up finding Hadi, but now the London with no Lucio, it's pretty tough to stop Skyripper getting more value with that window. He goes down, but the damage was done. However, London, in amongst all that chaos, Rose, they did take the lead. A couple of meters might just do it. There's only a minute to go.
Yeah, this could do it. I mean, look at this, though. Moss is going to actually go back and taxi Skyripper, and that's going to give a player advantage to London if they get back fast enough. Hadi might be able to sniff this out. And you know Sparker's going to be going in with the overclock. Okay, doesn't have it anymore.
Nope, doesn't have it because he's dead. Aspire, he's been a crack shot all series. Double kill with the ultimate. Can he find a third? Lamp's already been used by Landon, who takes to the high ground. Hardy doing what he does best and charge into the backline. He doesn't find any value. His master's there to chip him away. The Vancouver Titans, they do end up winning this fight, but they still need to gain that couple of meters. King with the only ultimate. That Blizzard might just end it all.
Very well could. Skyripper is going to be able to get the overclock online. Ooh, not over the edge.
They're isolating the supports right now. Sparkin needs to be able to find one of the supports. Does land the body shot, but ends up getting chased away. Hardy frozen, actually booped out of King's Blizzard by maybe Mirror. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but he doesn't end up getting frozen up. Backbone still ends up going down, but the brute force of the London Spitfire on that point do shove the Vancouver Titans away. No map 5 by the looks of it, unless King can find something juicy. Unlikely now, as the team kill comes through. London deny them a map number 5 and take the series.
That was so close, though. Oh my god. Titans were just meters away from maybe being able to bring us to a map 5, but both of these teams put on an incredible display of strength today, and I'm just like, so much variety. Like, we're just so spoiled here in the Overwatch League.
Yeah, we are very spoiled with this meta, I think. It's lovely to see some just variance. It's great. It's nice to have a standard comp sometimes when you can see basically everything being played. It makes for quite a special game. A very close series, Rose, despite that scoreline. 3-1 for the London Spitfire. We'll have to check, like double, triple check the maths for the Vancouver Titans, but being 3-16, their hopes of making those play-ins are dwindling. The London Spitfire, though, they do come up big, continuing that run. 13-7 overall. Fantastic stuff from London, and showing many different styles and like many different variations in comps they've run, even subbing in Poco here and there, which is also fantastic. To put him on that Sigma on Junkertown, I think is going to be a staple for them from here on out.
Maybe not even just Junkertown, but we have Circuit Royale also still as a part of the map set, so that's definitely a great place to see the Sigma shine, and maybe Poco Diva is not completely off the cards either for some of these more flexible picks. But, you know, when it comes to London Spitfire, they've always had that deep hero pool for each individual player, and Hadi, of course, has been stepping up to the plate. But one player in particular with that deep hero pool is Backbone, and he had such a presence in this match today.
Yeah, he's going to be our player of the match for this one. Yeah, his we were saying on Junkertown, in fact, it's like, what? Who's going to play Widow? You can imagine it's probably Sparker, right?
Yeah.
Backbone jumps on it, looks really good. Can play the Sombra too. There's a lot of depth in the DPS for the London Spitfire. And what I mentioned before, Rose, I think it was maybe this map or the map previous, but London Spitfire, one of their biggest strengths is coordination as a team. Everybody is constantly on the same page. You saw it perfectly here where Backbone sometimes, he was getting shot in the side, but had such faith in his supports that he was able to just scope in, try and find value on the Widow. Nah, he looked good, real good, and got that funny kill on the Sombra, so yeah. Thumbs up from me, that deserves player of the match. Despite all the rest of the play.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's like, we can call it predictive shooting. Yeah, he knew.
Yeah, true,
He knew.
True, real. I should say fins up, I suppose, not thumbs up. Yeah, Backbone looking really nice in this meta. I want to see how London are going to continue to do, because we're in a situation where, because we're so close to play-ins and playoffs, every match does count, and getting as much time on the board is going to be important, like getting the reps in, especially in a meta that is so varied. And will we see London just continue this steamroll? Like when we do end up going to these big events, the LANs, we haven't seen crazy impressive performances from London. Maybe it is a little bit of nerves there. Maybe it's just the level of competition just kind of gets elevated. But London seem to every single week not necessarily come up with something new, but they look better and better as the week goes on.
I definitely agree with that. I think we're going to continue to see London Spitfire like find their own. I mean, just the evolution of this team over the course of the season has been so incredible to watch. And I'm just like, I can't wait. Every single team I feel like has been just getting better and better. Look at Vancouver Titans, look at Paris Eternal, New York Excelsior, like everybody has been leveling up. And so I can't wait to see what's in store for our final few weeks of qualifiers.
Oh yes, we actually got an interview with Hardy on the other side of this break, so you're not going to want to miss that. We'll see what smack he's going to talk, hopefully a little bit. We'll see in a bit.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Upper Deck, the official trading card of the Overwatch League. And by TeamSpeak, the official voice supplier of the Overwatch League.
Welcome to Watchpoint, I'm Reinforced, and I'm joined by Hardy from the London Spitfire after a nice 3-1 victory over the Vancouver Titans to kick off, the Countdown Cup here. Nice little win here, Hardy. The London Spitfire, very interesting team to me because it feels like you guys are always working on something. You guys are always up to something fun here. And, coming off of Toronto Defiant, the homestand, not your preferred result, got reversed by the 4M. What have you guys been working on, and what was your attitude going into today's match against the Vancouver Titans?
I mean, we've been on like working pretty much any comp that you can play this meta. Many dive comps. We tried like Reinhardt based comps on some maps. Of course, on last map we played it, worked out. It's pretty decent, but we're really confident that we can like pretty much play any comp depending on who we play and what the enemy plays. We're really confident in this meta.
Okay. I feel like some teams approach compositions differently, whereas some teams, they prefer to just play one composition all the time and get really good at that. Whereas other teams, they play a lot of different comps. So you guys play Sombra Tracer dive, but you also play Reinhardt, you play some Sigma. Do you think that is one of your strengths as a team, to try to play as many comps as possible to always get the right comp? Or do you think as well it's necessary to, you know, focus on one comp at a time sometimes?
I think it's a strength for us. It's like almost the opposite as people were like talking about us at the start of the year, where we're just like semi like one-tricking rush. Everyone says we're rush one-trick team, but we feel like we're pretty good at any comp, and we can just like pull out what we think is best in the situation and what we think is best versus the opponent we're gonna play.
Okay, so, you know, being able to play so many different compositions, I feel like part of what is enabling that is, of course, you have Poco on the bench, you can play the Sigma, but I think that you individually have stepped up a lot as a player as well, you know, coming off of last year. You know, sometimes I feel like, you know, you didn't put the best performance up when it came to the Winston and the Wrecking Ball, but the turnaround has been sensational. You know, the Overwatch League, we did a poll earlier this year, and people said that you were like comeback player of the year. Like, the way you've improved as a player is really impressive to a lot of people. So talk me through that. Like, how did you approach improving your Winston and Wrecking Ball going into this year? And what was your motivation like during the off season?
I mean, it's pretty much the off season was like really odd for me. I wasn't sure if I was gonna get re-signed, if I'm gonna join another team, what's gonna happen. So I was just like focusing on grinding as much as I can, doing things for my health, bettering myself as a teammate, as a player, grinding, like all that, and it's working out. And I also think Overwatch 2 fits me pretty well as a game. Like, the changes to more aggressive tank play suits me very well.
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, you picked up two new heroes, I like to say, Winston and Wrecking Ball, and like, you get really good at those heroes. So, you know, we have the YouTube chat watching, of course, and, you know, they're trying to improve their own rank game. Do you have any tips, like, for improving on some of those heroes? Like, if you really want to improve upon a hero and get good at it, well, what are some of your best tips to improve?
I mean, to be honest, it's just watch other good players on it, watch the pro players as much as you can, and just put in the hours and keep grinding and try to be honest to yourself when you're doing mistakes. That's like my tips.
All right. Yeah, maybe not blame the teammates as much. Maybe own up to your mistakes. That's a great tip. I love that from you. Now, I have to ask you one more question, of course. One hero we haven't seen you on is Orisa. How good is the Hadi Orisa, and when are we going to see it?
I think it's actually really good, my Orisa, but Chris doesn't let me. He doesn't let me pick Orisa, but maybe at some point I can pull it out against his will. But I really like Orisa this match.
Yeah, I think all of us here on the desk, we'd absolutely love to see the Hadi Orisa. So, you know, I'm definitely going to message Christopher on Discord and be like, Christopher, let Hadi loose on the Orisa. Yeah, and I hope you show us some Orisa in your very next match. Thank you so much, Hadi, and congratulations on today's win against the Vancouver Titans.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye, Hadi, and back to you, Danny.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, welcome back, Danny. I was like, wait.
Hi, I'm back. Yeah. Johnny and Hadi, thank you so much for the interview. I think there was a little bit of lie though in the interview, because he said if you want to get better at Overwatch, Hadi said you have to watch a lot of games.
Yeah.
Right? All I do is watch games. I'm still bad.
Okay, Danny, but when you play the game, do you hold yourself accountable or do you blame your teammates?
Usually I blame the Ana.
Hey, I felt that deep in my support soul of like, as a tank player being like, you know what?
As a Winston player, Danny's not wrong. I think you're right, Danny.
I'm in the front. I mean, you guys have to do more healing if they don't want me dead.
Exactly.
You guys are a problem.
Simple.
I know my limits. Why don't you know yours?
All right,
Leave it to you.
let's talk about this match. I actually really enjoyed watching this for many reasons. I think most importantly, obvious one, I got to see the rush from London Spitfire. Not only that, Vancouver Titans. I think we're gonna talk a little bit more about this. The Orisa rush thing that Vancouver Titans did was very interesting as well. But today, London Spitfire takes the win, and they look good.
All right, do you want to start with this, Costa? Vancouver Titans, they look great with this Tracer and Sombra here to kick things off.
Yeah.
Aspire was fantastic
Impressed.
on the Tracer, really impressed. And then it was on Spitfire all the way.
I don't know. Here's the thing. Vancouver, they look like a good team, and on that map of Busan, the Doomfist is a really good pick. And like the Tracer